You might have been told not to reinvent the wheel, but for today's guest, going against the norm, got him featured on Shark Tank, and he built a $3 million business, and you're about to find out all about it. In this two-part series, you guys, we're going to hear from David about how you can turn your idea into a great product, how you can start a successful Kickstarter campaign, how you can build a winning team around your product, and most importantly, how you can close big deals with government grants, and how you can get featured on Shark Tank and Discovery. So you've got this crazy new invention. It's mind-boggling.
We did over 2.7 million, in sales. They'll also give you the money if it's good.
All right, so let's check it out and see how it feels. How do you market something like that?
Very simple deal for you to decide on right now.
Walk us through the process of turning an idea into a product. What are the key steps? What does this thing actually give you as far as profit? But as an inventor, aren't you afraid of putting this intellectual property out for somebody without a patent? You guys, we are here with the owner and founder of Shark Wheel. I mean, everything Shark Wheel. What an incredible invention, mind-bending in a way. So we're going to dive straight in and ask all these questions. David, thank you so much for your time.
You betcha.
Tell us a little bit about the Shark Wheel.
This came out of the clear blue sky. I was working on something else. I always tell people, I thought I was going to be making jet engines and I ended up making chocolate chip cookies. It's like that big of a swing from one thing to the other. So I discovered something simple, something really fundamental, really simple, and it applied to a lot of different stuff. So whether we were talking about a fan or a wheel or this or that, from an engineering standpoint, it was really unique and really cool. So I had that original thing, and then I had to monetize it. And so since then, we've created 3 different companies, and all 3 of them have different inventions associated with it, but they are all based on exactly the same thing.
Walk us through how many versions of the Shark Wheel you went through before you showed up to Shark Tank. I know there was quite a bit of history before you went to the show. And show us how it works as well.
Okay, I knocked it out of the park on the first try. There was no other thing. No, I'm kidding. It was horrifying. There were so many different versions of it. Trying to figure out the shape correctly, trying to figure out what kind of urethane it needed to be, all that stuff was a very long journey that, it's discovery. This is how things go. A regular wheel is really simple, okay? It spins and it's flat surface, and it's analogous to like a steamroller when it's rolling on the ground. All of that is friction touching the ground. When you hit a rock, it hits it dead straight, and that's where you're gonna feel like a dead stop. Our wheel, when it's rolling, it's not touching all the way across. Only the little tips are touching, so you have less friction. As it rolls, you have greater speed, greater distance that you go on a single push. But most importantly, when you hit anything, you're hitting it at an angle, like taking a speed bump at an angle instead of straight on. Yep. This wheel is always striking everything at an angle. So you get a really beautiful ride. Very fast, very smooth, but with a lot of grip, because you have 3 lips that grab instead of 1.
So you've got this crazy new invention. It's mind-boggling. It's confusing to some. How do you market something like that?
Exactly like how the world has changed so dramatically when it comes to rapid prototyping based on 3D printers and that kind of stuff existing, so did getting your product to market. Okay?
Interesting.
Doing something like Kickstarter, which is what I did on the first try, it was like, I got an idea, but I gotta make tooling, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. So I go out to Kickstarter, people loved it, they gave me their money, I went and spent it on making the product, and I gave them the product. Kickstarter is a wonderful thing because you can put your idea out there and the world will tell you whether it's good or not, okay? They'll also give you the money if it's good, and you can go hopefully make it and give them a quality product that they like. But that ability to get the money to make it and be told, is it any good? It's free. They're out there waiting for you right now. So it's a brave new world, and nobody should be not able to do it.
So you're saying go to those platforms, take advantage of them.
If the marketplace says it's a good idea and they want to buy it, they'll give you their money right up front.
All right, you guys, we are going to give you a first-hand look of all the products that Shark Wheel has. So David, take us through.
All the crazy crap.
All the craziness that we've got.
Okay,
all the
so
coolness,
first of all, let's just talk about different shapes and sizes.
Okay.
So
come up for a closer look, you guys.
when we talk about like the skateboard wheels, they can be radically different sizes. So there's different sizes of basically the exact same permutation. There's three little sine waves in a row. When you go to a wheel that's going to go on something else, like a golf cart or something like that, then you're talking a big single wheel, and it's used as a single. They can be little tiny ones that are going to be for luggage and that kind of stuff, but very small single wheels.
Brake here.
Yep. Or they can be variations on that.
Let's talk about your revenue for 2020. That was the crazy COVID year. And where you're at today, and really what you're projecting for this new year.
COVID was an amazing thing that happened to the sales of the company, because we sold a product that people could go outside and use as an individual. So we had a great 2020. Like, we did over 2.7 million, you know, in sales, and as compared to the year before, that was a big jump. And everything's still continuing in that trend. We're doing better now than we've ever done. So we're the kind of product that generally, if it gets out there and somebody has it, they're going to love it. And then other people are going to see it and immediately go, what the heck is that? So our organic growth is really good. We've always done very good year over year. Every wheel I sell sells another wheel later.
And you're direct to consumer, right, David?
We do everything. We are direct to consumer. We sell in Walmart. We sell in retail shops. We sell on Amazon. We sell to other people. It's all over the world.
Where's the bulk of sale come from? Is it direct to consumer? Is it the retailers? Is it online?
At the moment, it's mostly direct to consumer, because inventories are very hard to maintain. And so I have the ability to move it all on my own, so I might as well sell direct to consumer and keep all of the money. But once I have the inventory that I can put it out to other people, I'll allow them to participate in the sales as well. This is a wildly different type of wheel. This is an agriculture wheel. In the real world, this thing is massive. It weighs 425 pounds, and it's a big giant wheel that we manufacture for them. So this is obviously just a 3D print scale version of it, but this is all the same basic design. Whether we're talking about a forklift wheel, a skateboard wheel, a this or that, you're talking the exact same wave pattern. You're just doing different permutations of it. So it all came as one thing. There was one correct way to do it, and it was like, boom, there we go.
What was the response from the sharks?
All right, so I tell the story all the time. I've never seen the episode, so I'm going to tell you about it, the experience, how it came from my side of it. And there's a really good reason why I haven't. When we went out there, we were out there for quite a long time. And there was a lot of ground that was covered, which I knew was never going to make the show. They were always going to pick the most sensational part of it. So I never really wanted to see the edited version of it, because I like keeping the one that was in my head pure and perfect. So I can remember the whole thing. And from my end of it, it started out with the obvious, what the heck is this? Oh my gosh, blah, blah, blah. But I knew I was going to win them over.
Very simple deal for you to decide on right now.
Deal. It's exactly what we wanted.
So we've got two different boards. This is, David, you said about 5 years technology on the wheels?
Yeah, this stuff I was making 5 years ago.
And this stuff, you guys check this out. Monster wheels, different material.
Yeah, different formula, better rebound, a little softer duro. Just
heavy though. I mean,
yeah, those ones are 95 millimeters. Those have got some mass to them.
All right, so let's check it out and see how it feels.
Go, baby.
Let's go. Watch me fall. Man, this thing is smooth. These are fun. Oh, there you go. Oh, only you can do that. Look at that. Shit. What does this thing actually give you as far as profit? Wheels, different products you make. Let's start with Shark Wheel.
All right, so generally speaking, I have to have a 4-to-1 from the raw cost to what I retail it at. Anything less than that, you're losing money. People don't understand that you can't make it for $1 and sell it for $2. There's not enough margin there to grow a company, get inventory, do all the things that you need to do to be a real company. So I shoot for a 4-to-1 margin from my cost to my retail.
So you make it for $1, you want to sell it for at least $4?
I want to sell it for at least $4.
Okay.
And that funds a growing company. If you want to just break even, 3-to-1. and then you're just never going to grow. You're just going to sell whatever that volume is. But if you want to grow, 4 to 1 is the minimum.
Is that pretty much across all your products, 4 to 1?
Absolutely.
That's a pretty good profit margin.
You would think, but a lot of times I'm selling direct to a wholesaler. So I'm not getting 4 to 1 from that guy. I'm getting 40%, and not, 400 or, that 80% number. It comes out in the wash at the end.
Okay.
If I could sell every single one at 5 to 1 direct to consumer, I'd probably lower my price, because there's just no reason for me to go that deep with it. But at 4 to 1, that's pretty much the goal for what the retail price needs to be versus my cost of goods.
Okay. Walk us through the process of turning an idea into a product. What are the key steps?
That's probably my favorite question, because the key step is failure, and lots of it.
I love it.
Yeah. And if you don't know how to fail, don't bother trying to make a product, because you are not going to hit it out of the park on the first swing of the bat. It doesn't happen.
It's
a process. In the beginning, you have your core idea. You have to be willing to amend or dispose of it if it's not good. Okay? You can't just hang on because you believe in it. You have to be able to bend the idea to the point where it is a marketable thing. It's not, you can't just make things that you think is a great idea. It has to solve a problem. You have to be able to make it for a price that people are willing to pay for it. And you've got to, it's got to have a purpose. Too many people miss all of those things. Wow. So going from an idea to an actual thing, it is a process, but it is a process of failure, learning direction changes, and getting to that goal. I've always had the end goal in mind. I wanted a perfect wheel that was better. I wasn't going to do anything unless it was that. So I kept my eye on that, and if I was going left, nope, we're abandoned that way, we're going someplace else. It is something anybody can do. You can make it there. It's a lot of hard work, but it's a lot of fun. I've enjoyed every single day to the nth degree. I wouldn't change a thing.
That's
not
awesome.
a thing.
Wow, it's so wonderful to just hear failure, failure, failure. It's not rocket science.
It's so much fun.
But as an inventor, aren't you afraid of putting this intellectual property out for somebody without a patent? You don't know if it's a good idea.
Yeah, there's always those kind of things.
And then somebody steals it.
There is that risk. I never disclosed without having some sort of preliminary patent filed.
Okay, so you did put some measures on that.
Oh yeah, it's an important part of the pie. I don't want to be in lawsuits my whole life, but I did have to do what I had to do, because if I'm going to license it, I have to own the intellectual property.
But it's expensive for someone who doesn't have money but has a crazy idea like yours, sitting in his own room with a 3D printer. He's like, oh my gosh, I've just discovered something.
It's got to be a bigger idea than the patents cost.
Gotcha. So meaning money shouldn't be a reason to go get that patent.
Right. If the patent's going to cost you $1,000 and you're going to make $1 million, by God, go get the patent. Now, if that equation isn't balancing for you, you think you can only do 10,000 in sales and the patent's going to be 15.
But you don't know those questions until you go to Kickstarter, release it to the public. So there's like this two sides of the coin.
It is, and that is the number one thing that you cannot get around is once you disclose to the public, you have a very narrow window to file the patent. And nowadays, patent law is first to file, not first to invent.
Interesting.
So whoever files first gets it.
Okay.
And you got to be cautious. But hey, that's the cost of making an invention. I have more than one patent, but I don't monetize all of them.
Wow, you guys, the secrets of the universe, literally what we talked about, and what a crazy, cool, just best invention that I've personally seen. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you took away all the business information. Make sure that you check out part 2. This is a 2-part series. Subscribe to our channel. It just takes a few seconds. Like this video, hit that bell so that you don't miss any of our videos. And thank you so much for watching.